Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video, we are back over on Chromos account.
Yep, that's the one.
We've got him on the line as well. We did a video on this account about a month or two ago, going through it. He was trying to save up to 1 million diamonds completely free to play. He has done so. Chromos, introduce yourself. Talk about when you're planning to do some summons with these 1 million diamonds.
Hey, well, yeah, I'm Chromos, and I did the crazy thing of saving up 1 million diamonds. So yeah, right now the plan, and it's really sad because I hit 1 million diamonds and I disappointed all the people who were like, he's going to spend it. And I'm like, no, and we didn't do it. But right now the plan is to wait for, hopefully I can do it, but the next 2 Celepogians to drop. And then we'll go ahead and we'll max those 2 new ones. And then also Alma and Lucretia. We're trying our hardest to save up a ton of resources so we can like really maximize our chances to do that. But hopefully in like a month or two, whenever Lilith decides to drop it, we'll go and pull everything.
Yeah, just to quickly throw this in there as well, Chromos is regularly streaming on Twitch, so I'll leave it linked in the description. Make sure you go over there, follow him, plus then you'll be ready for when he does do the summon session. Also, for those that are interested, I know people have been asking me for a Q&A session. He actually has a bunch of questions for me at the end of the video, so hang around if you want to check that out. Anyway, let's continue, definitely. Got the 35 Stargaze. So with this account, you had been using scrolls, Stargaze tickets, all that sort of stuff, but it was just diamonds that you were flat out saving and not spending. I think you spent on a couple things. You said it was the creating a guild and Abyssal Expedition honorable enrollments, and that was it, this whole progression, correct?
That was it the whole time.
Man, and I'll go to the VIP. I'll go to the VIP just so people can see your VIP is level 10. If someone wants to do the maths, that is free-to-play progression for his chapter and his level. Insane. Now, how long did this take?
Oh, wait, you can actually look. You can look.
Wait, where?
If you go to the settings.
Wait, I never knew this was a thing.
And then achievements.
Oh.
And adventure.
I didn't actually know this.
And then unstoppable is the one.
Unstoppable. 662 days we're up to.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, about 659 is how long it took.
Damn. That's a long ass time. Okay.
Really
now,
is.
something hilarious. So just to recap for those, in case anyone didn't understand it or anything like that, he's waiting for 2 new Celestial Hypergenes to come into the game. Reason I would do that is because I'd want to get all the animated frames I could get.
Yep.
So
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. So waiting for 2. So if tomorrow they drop a Celestial, he ain't going to be stargazing yet. He's going to wait for the next dimensional. Probably they would have, I think, what do they normally do? Like 90 days for the frames. So hopefully they do 2 within that sort of period. And you can pick up 2. So once the second one drops, he's planning on doing it. He'll let me know, and like I'll let you guys know when he is going to stream it, because it'll be epic and I'll definitely be there. It'll be so fun. But yeah, okay. So we've got these screenshots. So I've got this screenshot here when you got to 999,999. Now tell everyone how you got there when you weren't spending any diamonds. How did you manipulate that?
Okay, so I've done this quite a few times before and I posted on Reddit, but like I've done 6. Okay, actually my favorite one was 696969. Doing all those, and then 77777. I missed 88888. I was really sad because I ended up stargazing for some hero, and I got the 30,000 diamonds, and I blew by it. I was so sad. That was so bad.
Oh, no.
Like, this is the one time, like, you don't want to get 30,000 diamonds.
And no one's feeling sorry for you, by the way. Everyone's like, screw this guy. Sad about getting 30,000.
Yep. But the way that you can manipulate your diamonds is the only number you really need to worry about is the last number. And you can manipulate that in the arena by, if you need an odd or an even number, you can like tank your arena rating down to where you get 45 diamonds a day, and then you go odd or even, and then from there you can go up or down by 2 or even more depending on like how you want to go up or like how fast you want to go up or down. But I would normally just do 452 or 48, depending on how to get that number. And then once you get that number, you have to like hold it by like getting 50 diamonds per day. And so I had like an alarm on my phone 15 minutes before like the arena rewards came out, just to like make sure I got 50. It was so dumb, but it was worth it. Look at it, it was worth it.
That is actually crazy. And then we have a picture of 1 million on the dot. Now, how did you do that one? I believe you actually finally spent some diamonds to get this.
I did. This was my first diamond spent on the account. And we were on stream trying to figure out how we're going to do this. And one of the people who was watching was like, oh, you can just like reset your resonating crystal, like a hero on the resonating crystal. I was like, okay, so I'll pull one out. And then we waited like on stream for like 13 to 15 minutes, you know, just like, okay, when is it going to go from 100 to 99? And then when it did, that was my first diamond usage, just resetting that.
Yeah. So those that don't know, when you take a hero out, you can spend diamonds to refresh it, but the time remaining is how much it costs to do that refresh. So that is wicked. So you spend a few diamonds, then obviously boosted yourself by 10s to get all the way there, which is absolutely wicked. So okay, before we'll go in and have a look at the account, because I mean, for a free-to-play account, this thing is looking sick, and can add in the fact that you haven't spent diamonds, like even bigger on the achievement. But what were you thinking? Like, what was the idea behind this? Why did you want to do it and all that good stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I had come from another mobile game called Idle Heroes, and I started getting ads for AFK Arena. I was like, I can't like bust out another idle game, because like Idle Heroes, like it requires so much time, and anytime like a new event came out, if you wanted to get all of it, you had to throw down hundreds of dollars. Like it was one of the most like greedy games out there. And so I was like, I can't do that again. That's not whatever. And so eventually I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try, because I keep getting ads and they're like, I'll just buckle down, I'll just do it. And so I got it, and I was like, okay, but I need to make sure that this isn't as predatory of a game as Idle Heroes. And so my thought was, if I don't spend diamonds, then I'll hit whatever paywall that they've implemented faster, because that's the premium currency. Like that was my thought process at the time. And then a month went by, a month and a half, 2 months, and like I never hit a wall. I was like, I was able to like keep progressing and keep playing, and I was like never felt forced to use diamonds. And I was like, okay, I'll go post it on Reddit and see what other people think. Like it's a cool thing. And it didn't go well. Like people on Reddit were like, no, this is so dumb. You're wasting so much time. Like, why would you do this? I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep going. And so instead of like buckling down on it, I was like, all right, I'll keep going. And then I try to do like monthly posts every so often. And as I like did more and more, like the kind of the view or the way they viewed it like changed, because I like wasn't giving up, even though they kept telling me it was dumb. And so yeah, and then I kept going, and people were like, all right, when are they gonna stop? I was like, well, I guess 1 million, and then that was the goal.
Why not go to 2 million?
Oh, I can't anymore. I spent diamonds. It's ruined. I can't do it. I can't do another 2 years.
That's too good. I think that indicates as well, it's a game, have fun. Yes, maxing is a thing, but I think having fun is the most important thing. I'm just confused by one thing here. I don't get this, if you can see what I'm pointing at.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have a screenshot somewhere of recently I put Belinda in a Thorin cheese stage where nothing else worked, and it worked second try. It was beautiful.
I apologize to the Belinda people out there. I know you guys hate me, but I just had to say it. But well, obviously Belinda OP now. I take back everything I've ever said about her. I've never said she's bad. I just think she looks common. Okay, that's. And man, with a new light bearer seeming to be on the way, I hope it doesn't look as common. It's supposed to be a cleric, so hopefully it looks good. That's my biggest beef with light bearers, is they're all a bit bland for me, but that's just me anyway. But so what?
At that point, it looked. Oh,
you go.
Oh, so I guess another thing, just to talk about the Belinda SI30. One of the rules on my account was obviously don't spend diamonds, but also always progress. Like I can never stop progressing. And so I got to a point where like I only had a light bearer team, and that was it. I didn't have like any of the wilders, like Aaron, who was like at the time was like one of the strongest, and still is, I guess. But
I think that's the other thing to note. Over a period of 2 years, you probably started at that period where the light bearer combo, light bearer team of basically like, what was it, Lucius, Belinda, Rowan, Rosaline, and Forks. That was like the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did it. But then like the Wilder meta had just started, but like I couldn't build it. I didn't have enough resources. And so around that time, I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to sit on everything. I'm going to hoard everything, not just diamonds, but like scrolls and epic soulstones. I'm going to sit on everything until the next meta emerges. And so because I still needed to progress, like Belinda needed more power to be able to like push me further.
Yeah. And what was that next meta? Was it Graveborn? Because it looks like you've gone Stitchy, Silas, and Isold pretty hard.
Yep. I saw a video on Reddit. I think it was done by Aim B of just Isold 30 with like his 3 of 9, like the furniture had just come out in his 3 of 9 furniture, and he just like tore up. And then they also announced Damon at the time, Diamond. And I saw that his skills were percentage based. I was like, that's huge because I can like push really, really hard. So I was like, okay, I'm going all in on Graveborn as soon as Damon's released, and we're going hard. And then at that point, it was crazy how fast I flew. Like I went from I was doing a chapter a month at the time, and I caught up. Like if you go to my the leaderboard, I should be top 50 on my server for like the stage progression because of like how far I flew. But also I'm on an older server, but yeah, 35.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's just like that meta just unlocked my account. It was crazy. I like never felt so strong.
Definitely. And that's where we talk about having fun and playing with, you know, what you enjoy. Some people would have said, why are you saving? You need to progress, you need to summon, but always power creep in games. Even though AFK Arena is not horrible with power creep, there's always new options that create new metas that open up. And that was a really like, that's a pro play right there, saving up and then jumping on board that Graveborn meta, which was huge. That is absolutely wicked. And like in general, like I just want to get a vibe. So let's have a look, because you're at a boss stage. Let's see what your main teams are, because obviously you're at chapter 34 experimenting.
So I have it. Okay, so one of the things I really want to do too is, and this is why it's kind of messed up, and I haven't moved in so long, is I want to do chapter 34 in a day. Like the day I unlock, I get those 4 new set of Pogians, I want to like stay on stream afterwards, just so we can actually like play with them and like
I like this.
Yeah, and so we'll at least be able to like play with them, do new teams, and not be like hard stuck, because we'll have like so much extra power and that kind of thing. So that's why I'm like not moving and that kind of stuff. But so yeah, I guess that is the team everybody has now is the Ains comp. That one's just unbelievable. It's so freaking strong. You just like one shot everything.
And I mean, whatever the new Celestial Hypos are, you're going to build a Lucretia as well, which is going to give you just a whole nother team in a single unit, which is huge.
Oh, that was a funny thing too. I think you talked about it in your last video, but I wasn't able to Thorn Cheese because not accidentally. I did it because I thought I didn't realize how dimensionals worked, but I had linked Arthur and Thorn together, and so I couldn't use them. But with dimensional keys, which is huge, I can Thorn Cheese again.
Oh, and for anyone that's confused and like, well, why couldn't you do that? You just had him linked. He wasn't spending diamonds on anything, so he couldn't break the link. So he had Thorn, which was useless. Oh my god! So obviously the dimensional keys have helped you because you can use them both now. That is sick. That is actually disgusting.
And that's one of those things where it's like I could just like not let anybody know I did it, and I could just like, but I was like, no, we did it. We're committed.
Oh, that is so painful, man. You've got to overthink everything.
Well, the funny thing is you don't. You just like anytime something costs diamonds, you just don't use it, and that's fine. You don't overthink anything. I think it's easier than playing the game normally.
That is insane. So, is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Like I said to you before this video, I don't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to promote this craziness and let everyone know that the stream's coming up, and I'll inform everyone when it is. So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about at the account? Anyone that got you into the idea? Anyone you want to thank, anything like that?
Everybody, like the whole community is just like, it's one of the best communities out there. Like everyone is so positive, like everyone is just so positive, and they really want to like just like get knowledge out there. Like I hang out in Linker server a lot, and like those people are just like some of the smartest, brightest, like funniest people.
There's some crazy smart people.
Agreed. Yeah, it's awesome. And so yeah, it's just like the community is like really what made this. Like even though like in the beginning when they're like, don't do this is dumb, it was just like after so much time it's like really turned around, and I don't know, they're just great people. To be fair, at the start when they said don't do this, it's dumb, it was also the community that made you do it because you wanted to stick it to them. So thank you for that too. Also check out my box space. I haven't messed with that yet, but
Yeah, what?
My box space.
How are we at once? Yeah, because he couldn't expand the space. And oh yeah, so this is the thing I touched on in the previous one. You were feeding ascended tier heroes just to make space.
Yep. So yeah, and I really don't think that's a bad idea. Like,
no, not now, not anymore. I definitely agree. Due to the fact that we have select summons, all that good stuff, I honestly don't think it's a bad idea. If you're feeding things that you really don't. Obviously, buffs aside, like for instance, Rain was one I fed all my copies of, and then she actually became very boss meta. It's like that kind of sucks. But besides that, even Rain though, like boss meta, I'm not too stressed on bosses. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing anymore to feed. Like if you're not going to use Thane for another 2 years, why not just feed him, and then eventually you'll start maxing other things out, and you'll have to put something on the wish list that you'll get, plus the select summons. Like I said, and you get to the stage now, Misty Valley gives you an extra one. You could have anywhere from 3 to 9 select summons per month. I definitely agree, and I might have to make an actual video on that whole topic, because it is an interesting thing in the shift of the way the game's played.
It's always so funny too, because they're like, well, you might need it eventually. It's like, if I ever am at a point where I need to build Thane, like AFK Arena is just dead. Like they're not gonna come up with any new characters. Like no.
The only other concern could be level cap as well, getting ascended heroes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Also, yeah, with Thane too, I can't reset that thing because he's got levels on him, and I feel like I need to keep it as like a token or whatever, or as like a trophy of since you can't level up heroes normally anymore, and he's like one of the ones.
I just feed him and get those resources back. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, dude, any other last words?
Yeah, actually, can I ask some questions for you?
Oh, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm under fire.
So
okay.
Yeah, on the spot. I love doing this. I did this with Linker too, and it cracked me up because he was like, "Oh, what?" But so one of my questions that I've been thinking about is, you just recently, or like within the past few months, have started doing this full time, and so I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts on doing YouTube full time?
Freaking amazing. To be fair, it's once you obviously, because it becomes your main income source, it's like that is a concern. But once you just understand that, worst case, I go back and get a job, so I'm not too stressed on that side. And I get to play games and record videos, which is what I've loved doing. And when I think about the last year and a half, I spent every day, weekends, everything, getting up at between 2:30 and 3:30 in the morning to do this stuff before I go to work and do everything else. Like now I get a bit of breathing space, flexibility with family. Like I can go, when the kids have swimming lessons, I can go home, take them to that. It's just, it's honestly amazing once you get over that mental hurdle of, it's your income. But now that I don't stress about that, it's absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. Kind of tying into that, have you ever experienced like burnout with playing AFK Arena or doing like YouTube all the time?
Burnout, the thing that normally burns me out is when I'm like sick, or like last week the kids were really sick, and it's not burnout from I'm sick of it, it's just burnout from like life like getting in your way. And it's like when you're taking care of sick family and stuff, it's like your priorities are shifted, and then it's like it's harder to get in and be focused on what you're doing. But besides that, I've never really had burnout from content. As for burnout on AFK Arena, I never really have burnout, because if you have quote unquote burnout, then you just log in for 3 minutes and do your dailies, and then just wait for tomorrow. And then, you know what I mean? Like, besides every second day having to do Labyrinth, there is no reason for me to get burnt out on AFK Arena. And the other thing that could have burnt me out was playing multiple accounts. But once again, games are about having fun. So once I get to the point of that burnout feeling, or I'm not enjoying it, I will happily just drop an account, even though it annoys some people, so that I'm still having fun. So yeah, burnout's never really an issue.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, and then, so because like this is your full-time job, is just playing AFK Arena all the time, like what about AFK Arena makes you want to do that, like as a day job?
I'd say it's heavily the community as well. It's awesome. Plus, it's just a nice, like, I think honestly what helps is viewer summons, because I love summoning. I don't know how you did this for so long. Like, I love a game that like lets you just summon flat out, and the amount of free stuff. it's just a really generous game. I know anywhere you go, any games, Reddit or anything, the sky is falling. I think I jumped on Reddit about 2 months ago and saw like everyone's like, oh, this is what Lilith are doing, they're scumbags. And I'm like, tell me a better free-to-play game out there. Like
No,
at the
there's
like of this style, there isn't one at the moment, and it's just so free to play friendly. And there's always stuff to cover. So when you talk about burnout and content creation, like when they do updates, there's so much stuff, and they do them so frequently. There's always stuff to cover. So it's like you can't get burnt out in content creation when there is there's such a heavy flow of new content. I mean, at the moment, at the time of recording this, I think we're in a bit of a lull because it's been about a week and a half since they've had like an update or new info. But I can see in the next 3 days, we'll probably get some patch notes, and then we'll be flying again with more stuff. Like a week and a half to 2 weeks is like the longest you go without anything cool happening in the game.
Yep, agreed. And that one is just because it's Chinese New Year right now too, so that's part of the reason why
obviously they're always downtime then. Yeah.
Okay, and then last one, what would you spend 1 million diamonds on?
Stargaze, straight up.
Yeah, for which heroes?
I'd probably do. So Lucretia for sure. Probably Taylene and Twins because I know they're optimal. My thing with Twins is I hate stargazing Twins because they're not as fun. Like they're a necessary piece, but I don't enjoy them as much, if that makes sense. Whereas like Lucretia and Taylene, they're just fun heroes to have. So I'd probably go those two. I'd go Twins out of necessity. After that, you'd probably get one more.
So it should be at like 20,000 diamonds a copy, which is pretty average, I think.
200,000.
50 copies or 3.5 ascended. So 3.5 is what we're looking at.
Okay, so past those, like honestly, I'd even bench the Twins. Actually, you know what? Because I've got the Twins and Taylene on other accounts, I'd probably go Lucretia, even though I do have her on another account because she's just hella fun. I'd probably go a Zolrath because I just love his playstyle, even though he's not optimal. He's just one I'd love to have ascended on an account to play with. Probably go Taylene just to be optimal in the other one, or the Twins. But the other one I really want to do an ascended version of is going to be Ulna, just because I love... Unfortunately, she requires that 9 furniture to really be a sticking point in a team. But I just reckon she's sick, plus her design is absolutely savage. However, she needs to have the wolves tied into one of her abilities. It kills me that they're that prominent in her art, but they're not actually used. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a good... I never even thought about that. Oh no. Well, hopefully they release a skin for her that has it. That'd be dope.
Yeah, really cool. My thing is her ultimate should just call wolves in across the battlefield and slow everyone down. Everyone gets bitten.
Yep, I like it. I like it. That's... did you fill out that survey for AFK Arena yet? Because you put that in there if you haven't. Yes,
I have. I filled it out. Okay. I didn't put it in there because, that was the general bit at the end. I should have.
All right, next one. I mean, you have like 100 other accounts, so I'm sure that each one has if you would have thought 100 times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think, all right, that's all the questions.
That's all the questions for me. Whew, that was a tough one. I'm getting interviewed on the spot. Okay, nice, dude.
Then I feel good.
that was actually good questions. Everyone's been asking for a Q&A, so I'll probably do a longer Q&A session at some stage. But
perfect.
Thank you very much for letting us on the count. Thank you for doing this because it's just crazy to look at. Once again, guys, I will let you guys know in a video and in a community post when he's planning on doing the summons, and then we can go ahead and have a good old viewing session. But anyway, Chromos, massive thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the questions at the end too. That was a bit of fun. But any last words?
No, thanks for having me. This was awesome. I really appreciate it.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.